such an asshole.
Hey everybody, the old captain here. We have a video request. If you have a video request, you go to assholeconsulting.com. Send me your request. Send me your fucking money. And I will answer it in painfully, scorchingly hot truth. Aaron, love your YouTube videos. I'm a new subscriber and bin watcher. Your advice is spot on. Here's my question. I belong to one of the biggest misfit demographic groups for unemployment, long-term employment, permanent unemployment, women in their 50s. I'm 51, so I'm an older Gen X. I know, is that the draw? I think, what aren't you? I would consider that like young baby boomer, but it doesn't matter. Currently, I take care of my 92-year-old grandmother. Wow, still alive, awesome. But eventually I'll have to move on, and I'm at a loss as what I can do in this economy and how to go about it. I've seen many women from my background, declining upper middle class, who inherit 6 figures in cash, piss away the money, and have the delusion that they're going to marry a man with money. How pathetic is that? Wait a minute. I heard women never did that. Women didn't need no man, fish, bicycle. Are you saying what we see in the TV and the news and the interwebs and the media is not reflective of what these women really think in the real world? I can't believe it. Here's what I have to work with. I have a worthless English degree. I'm an artistic, creative type, and an excellent writer who never gets published. I'm not scientific or computer programmer oriented. Tough shit. I was able to work during the 80s and 90s because anyone who could fog a mirror could get a job then. I don't want to be a home health aide for $8 an hour. I've seen women in my position get part-time or rarely full-time jobs in retail, but even commission retail doesn't pay much. When I investigate industries, I find that many of them have collapsed and downsized and pay $10 an hour or less. Plus, there are many executives and managers out there competing in a rat race to the bottom for jobs. Being out of the job market for years makes me look like a leper, but at least I'm a pretty leper and the best trend. You know what? That attitude might just help you. I guess there's always the carnival circuit. I'm kind of serious about that one. Why not? There's this dipshit, and he said, you know what, I'm kind of an asshole. Maybe people would like to hear what I got to say. And he started this company called assholeconsulting.com. I'm just saying, weirder shit has happened. You'd be amazed. I'm not joking. I'm deadly serious. That might be something to follow up on. Seriously. I mean, fuck this go to college bullshit. That sounds like a better idea than majoring in English. It is. More fun. Look out for herpes. We had this thing called, this is a side note, but there's this thing called not the Reconnaissance Festival, Renaissance Festival. Holy cow, you want to talk about swapping bugs and just people you're like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from that one there. Anyway. As well as getting a one-way ticket to Hawaii and going homeless on the beach, along with thousands of other homeless people from the mainland who are ruining the beautiful beaches with the garbage and fecal matter. I'd be the only one with Louis Vuitton luggage. Yeah, we'll get rid of that Louis Vuitton luggage. Any ideas? Thanks, Joe. We'll just mention you, Joe. Okay, well, there's you. Let me make sure that I take my notes here. All right, there's you, and then there's the rest of the ladies who will happen to be in your general position but have different tastes and preferences. So let's address you specifically. One, I like the carnival idea. What the fuck? You got nothing to lose. You might as well take a shot at it. Who knows? You could be like the fucking crazy. You could replace Barnum, P.T. Barnum. So that's one thing you can consider. And then your writing, I wouldn't give that up at all. You just have to do self-publishing. Publishing is dead. The old publishers are gone. I know there's still Penguin. I know they're out there. But you are going to waste more time trying to find a publisher than you are going to write your books. And it's not a ton of money, but after a while, if it's your passion, you'll write books anyway. Just go straight to createspace.com, which is Amazon's publishing division. Follow their instructions, upload. They got tutorials and everything. If you need help, I can handhold you for an egregious price. And then you upload it to Kindle, and if it's really good, you have somebody read it, and you can upload it to audio. But you don't need a publisher. That's the way to go. And it's basically free. There's no payment to Amazon. You just do it. So I would definitely pursue the self-publishing thing. But that is more of a long-term. That will pay dividends down the road after you put 5-10 years into it. What you need is money now, so that puts you in the situation that most 50-something women who either had life paid for from daddy to government to hubby, and then hubby either died or you divorced them, you pissed away it. So that's the situation you're talking in now. So the first thing for all women, American women in their 50s or older who are now facing your situation is one of minimalism and budgeting. To simplify things very shortly, the world bent over backwards for you for the first 4 decades of your life. And certainly the first 3 decades of when you were young and pretty. All of humanity was built by men to get laid by pretty women. That's it. Women's beauty is the number one commodity in the world. And you basically had it real easy because you had beauty, you had your youth. No one held you to standards. No one made you work for a living. And I'm sure you did work jobs. I'm not saying you just lied there and ate bonbons watching fucking Days of Our Lives. But you had it way easier than pretty much any group of people in the history of the world. American women really did have it incredibly easy. I don't care, believe this or not, but the whole point is that you never had to budget or go without or save or scrimp. Some certainly did. I know there's some who were brought up poor, but you had a huge leg up or a golfing handicap because men would pay for dates, they'd buy you the house, you give them children, and you never had to actually go to school for anything worthwhile. You never thought about it. And you're evidence of that. You majored in English. You fucking speak English. What the fuck was that one about? So now you've lost your beauty. Your number one asset, your moneymaker, is gone. Your looks and your beauty is gone. So now your budget and expenses must reflect that. And minimalism is what everybody should be pursuing, regardless of sex or gender or anything like that, because it's safe. It's the number one thing you control. You don't control if your investments go up or down, but you do control how much you spend. And I think that is not only the future of financial planning is minimalism, but it is also the number one thing, the number one healthy financial habit everybody should have. Plus, it forces you to focus on what really matters, and that's other human beings. So you probably have kids or something like that, family and friends, right? So minimalism, cut the budget, adhere to reality. Your moneymaker has been spent. Not to sound crass. Your vag has expired. It's over, and now you get to join the rest of the world. Now, all that being second thing you do, sex always sells. And even though you may be older and you're not going to attract a rich investment banker type, you may attract a reasonably well-off 70-year-old, okay? Because a man in his 50s is going to date a girl in her 30s because he still finds that hot. It continues on. Most guys in the 50s who are making bank and money, they're not going to date you. No fucking way. You're a liability. And they have the wisdom and expertise dating women this entire time. They know your generation inside out. They're going younger and dumber. And they're not even going to get married. They're pretty smart. Men figure it out by the time they're 50. Okay, we figure it out. So you're not going to get any guy of quality, statistically speaking, in your age bracket. You're going to have to go up. And you're basically just going to be prostituting yourself out. And you're going to have to date the 70 or 80-year-old guy who's like, hey, dang, she was born in the 60s. Oh, I want to get some of that baby boomer ass. So, and if that's what you girls, that's what you're going to have to do. So you could still find the husband to bail you out. It's just you're going to, the good news is he'll die soon. You could pull the Anna Nicole Smith thing. He might die and leave you everything. But don't expect, George Clooney in his 50s. You're not going to get George Clooney in his 50s. You're not even going to get Sean Connery. You're going to get a very average guy who's horny and wants to fuck before he passes on. So that's what it is. The other thing you can do with sex selling, and this is where you can get the best of both worlds, is you don't have to marry an older guy. The internet is crazy. It's just crazy. I've been listening to the Beckloff, and he's got a podcast, and they're younger, so it's not like I don't know how to do the internet. And I've searched porn, damn it. I know my porn. I did not know my porn. There is if you could think of it, it exists in porn, and there's a niche, there's a fetish for it. So there is, I guarantee you, a fetish for 50-something women. And I don't know, you want to see crazy, go to this website called Chatterbait. And basically all they've done is they've digitized stripping or prostitution online. Now, obviously, most of the girls online are younger and hotter, and that's where most of the demand is. But that doesn't mean some 50-year-old cougar can't pull in a ton of fucking money getting all these 60 and 70-year-old asses on the internet. Another thing is your looks don't even really matter. I know people who do phone sex lines even nowadays. So sex always sells. It's just you may not be selling to the clientele you want. But if you're dead, look, you can make $8 an hour changing grandma's diapers, or you could go flash your vag on the internet. And I don't know what they make, but honest to God, I gotta look up. They do a token system. It's like the state fair. You trade in cash, you get tokens. I'm sure they cash it out somewhere, but you're going to be making more than $8 an hour. Shit, you don't even have to go through a website. You just set up your own website, get your own servers, and fucking hell. I mean, why work? Seriously. I mean, honest to God, if I were a woman and in decent shape, look, I'd be on that fucking internet all day. I wouldn't be doing this economics bullshit. I'm like, here's my vag, give me money, and then, clink, there you get the cash. So sex always sells. Look to the internet as a way to sell it without having to actually physically meet the guys. Or if you want to marry a guy and get the inheritance, you can go ahead and start dating on Plenty of Fish. Well, what is it, my time? It's our time. It was some fucking age baby boomer dating site. Third thing you can do is entrepreneurship. Do not ask me what should I do, what kind of business. I don't know. That's up to you to decide, but I always recommend the two-pronged approach is you work a daytime job and then you work entrepreneurship. Now, in your particular case, it would be writing books, okay? In some other women's cases, it might be they go to programming boot camp and learn how to program code. Or, I don't know, you're a dispatcher at the local cop shop. Whatever, you're working a daytime job and then you're trying to do some other secondary thing. Either there's a part-time job or something that would lead to some kind of business. So selling crap on eBay, whatever. For the love of God, do not set up. I sell beads and doilies and shit on the internet. And do not start a horse farm. None of that fucking chick crap. Go walk down to one of your cute little downtown areas and look at all these stupid business ideas you broads come up with. I'm going to start Daisy's doilies and Bertha's baubles. And I sell crap. And I'm a businesswoman. I'm just so serious. I'm a business. No. You're fucking denying reality. All right, you got to work on something that actually is going to have a profit to it. All right, and that's the hardest part of entrepreneurship is coming with an idea that's profitable. Right. So I always keep a little pad of paper around. And I write on it when I come up with an idea, and I kind of think it through. Is this a good idea? Most of them end up in the garbage, but some of them, asshole consulting. Well, let's give this a shot. It ain't going to cost me nothing. Some of them pay off. So kind of along the lines of the carnival thing, don't. Think the ideas through, even if they sound really obscure, because obscure is rare and people pay for rarity, like truth. Okay, then the final thing, this is what you girls have avoided your entire lives, and that is real hard work. You avoided math, you avoided science, you avoided engineering, you avoided IT and computers, and you just want, well, I'll become a social worker. And where has it gotten you? Right? There's a reason men make more than women, and that is we study math, we study the sciences, and we go into the fields that are harder, right? And the reason why they get paid more is not just because these things are harder and therefore there's less supply of people that can do it. It's also the shit that's in demand, all right? People want computers and iPhones. They don't want you writing a book about bullshit, and they don't want, another bakery a chick opened. Well, how fucking unique is that? And I can't even think of it because the girls come up with such things, and guys come up with stupid shit too. But whatever you thought you were going to offer that a zillion other girls were going to offer, okay, that's common now. That's not in demand. That's not unique. You need to program Python. You need to go and be able to be the computer IT gal, and I know girls who are great IT gals. You need to develop websites. That's the shit. You gotta be an accountant or an actuary. That's what you have to do. So you can postpone this now for the rest of you and then face what you're facing while living on a beach in fecal material. Or you say, you know what? It doesn't matter if I don't like it. I gotta go do it. And that's why men make more than women. We do shit people typically don't want. We go work on the oil fields. We get our asses shot over in the sandbox. We go and we work on tall places. We wake up at a crack of a fart in the morning to go do... That's one thing you might want to look at. There's the trades. This falls along line with STEM and programming. And there's trades like you want to become a lineman if you're still physically in shape. The electric companies, one thing you do have an advantage over, especially being older, is you're likely more responsible and mature than millennials. I was talking to a buddy, he works at the electric company. He's like, they can't find reliable millennials that will show the fuck up on time, not bitch and whine. They'll just get their asses out there at 3 a.m. in case an electrical wire goes down. So there's certain trades as well that are in demand where you got these old farts that are retiring and there's no generation of young kids that are coming up to replace them. Not because there's not young kids, but because they're lazy, incompetent, unreliable fucks, which is all three variables or adjectives that describe the millennials. So those are your choices. And that's it. If you want, you can keep lying to yourself, but you got to sell something of value. Sex, or the prospects of the illusion of sex, some kind of entrepreneurial idea, or some kind of skill that people want. And then on the back end, on the spending end, you got to cut your budget down to a bone. And that's it. So anyway, I know that's not what 50-something women wanted to hear. I know you wanted Oprah to say, you're wonderful, free cars for everybody. And where has listening to Oprah gotten you? I should, if this was a fair and just meritocratic world, I'd be the fucking billionaire and Oprah would be in a fucking duplex in some fucking suburb in Minneapolis screaming at the internet about, Fudge, give us money, equality, follow your heart, the money will follow. All that bullshit. Now you girls are paying for that crap. Why the fuck am I not there? See, it just tells you lies sell. I am working on a project where I'm just going to lie my fucking ass off and tell people what they want to hear. It'll be under a different name, a pet name. But it's going to be said. That's going to be the one that makes me the fucking money. And all this truth and honesty and things that would actually practically help you in your future, that's going to fuck that bullshit. So anyway, hope that helps out. Thank you for being honest and taking the criticism and wanting to improve. At least you say, hey, this is the real world. But honest to God, I don't think most 50-something women are capable of listening to it. But I'll tell you this, though. You think your life is over. Your life isn't over. By the time you're 55, by the time you're 60, you're going to be in way better fucking shape than these. Can you imagine these gals at 60? 50, you're still a little bit young. You can still do some work. 60, people are stroking out, hernias, dying, stuff like that. And at least you still have the capacity to work. After a while, the body's going to poop out, and you only have the option. So make sure and then you're truly destitute. And fuck that. And then you think about the Smith & Wesson retirement plan because you can't afford the health care. Anyway, hope that helps out. And by gosh, ladies, please make me, if there's any justice, please make me a billionaire because truth is better than lies. Toodles.